dialed in
to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some beer money.
Bucks
And brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. So I'm going to talk about what I'm drinking. I think I'm going to ask Mike because Nick's got a whole bunch of fun shit over here, and I want to hear more about that than my stuff. So I'm again with some Mother Schmuckers from Grand Armory, some Destel peanut butter porter. They're going to get poured together here for some peanut butter and jelly. And then if I want, I got an Angry Orchard just to top it all off tonight. Mike, what you got?
Now, first I'm going to do, it's called, the brewery is it Dragon Meat or is it? Yes. Out of Warren, Michigan, and it's Final Absolution, a triple ale, Belgian style. And then out of Silver Harbor Brewing Company, St. Joe's, Grandma's favorite recipe, which is a tart wheat ale brewed with strawberry, rhubarb, and lactose. And if I still want more after that, I will go to my fridge and grab some of the leftovers from Old Mill from last week.
Mike has some fun stuff.
Yeah, I say strawberry rhubarb with lactose. You don't usually get fruit with lactose, right? I mean,
Not
I guess.
usually, no.
I mean, well, is it a porter? Sorry, I forgot what you said it was.
Strawberry, it's a tart wheat ale.
Tart wheat. That's crazy because, I mean, normally, I guess if I'm getting my lactose, it's from milk stouts, right? And there's sometimes some fruit in there, right? Like a strawberry
Just
cheesecake or something like that.
maybe, because I mean, it's got a strawberry rhubarb pie.
That's crazy.
Hey, Mike, you hear us good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think I nixed Mike off in the beginning there. So
Yeah.
I hear you much better now. Nick, you just opened a bottle. What did you open that bottle with, Nick?
Oh,
You want to hold that up for the people that are watching?
handy say thanks, Mike. Our handy dandy let's say Bucks and Brews
Bottle opener.
opener. Which is fantastic.
I will bring a handful of those with me tomorrow to hand out at the networking event.
It's got our face on it. So
Nick, what you got?
I'm gonna start with I randomly I have a story upon this. So I stopped at a place called Copper Vine here in Granville. So I ended up with a pomegranate flamingo fruit fight. Yes.
Bells.
What's that?
Bells.
Yeah, exactly. It is from Bell's. Yep. It's a session sour ale with pomegranate. I don't think I've had it before. I mean, I might have, but I don't remember. So I'm gonna try it again.
I've had it. I think I had it one of the times I was watching from Keith. I didn't bring it up.
Okay. Oh wow. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. All right, for another sour, because Mike keeps having all these sours and it gets me all excited for sours. So I was like, all right, I love sours too. I have Dewclaw Brewing out of Baltimore, Maryland. Strawberry Letter. It's a strawberry hopped sour.
I had a Dewclaw beer last week.
Did you?
Sweet baby Jesus.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then I went with Grand Armory Mother Schmuckers because it's a really good beer.
Looks familiar.
Yeah. Your can looks like my can.
By the way, that odd side looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that here in 2 seconds. Untitled Art is what this. So Untitled Art, it's really cool. Because I don't like art, but when it's on my beer and it's random, it's kind of fun to me. But Three Sons Brewing out of Florida, Mexican style chocolate pate de creme stout. So it's a stout. Here we go. Imperial stout with nuts, cocoa, cinnamon, vanilla, brownie, and milk sugar.
Hey, I got a dumbass question while we're doing this. Should we go live on TikTok while we do this?
Sure. And then
why not?
Right. It's so I'm kind of excited for this, right? Like Mexican style chocolate.
They won't be able to hear Mike, but that's okay.
Let's say that'll be fine. Mike, nobody's gonna be able to hear you. And then I'll save that one because David's excited about it. So I was there and they had this random awesome looking thing. What's that?
How many did you bring?
I brought
Full
6.
six pack.
Brought a sixer. Yeah. So I have 450 North Brewing Company out of Ohio. No, this one's Indiana. Excuse me. 1 pint sour ale, and it's peach ring. So they also had a jungle juice. I was like, but peach ring actually had the most sold, which normally I go against what everybody else does, right? But I do like peach rings, so I really wanted to try this. And then, of course, what David thinks is a really cool can.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about this beer.
Blueberry, raspberry, lime, fruit sickle from Oddside Ales, which is right down the road from Grand Armory, which is one of our favorite breweries.
We absolutely love Grand Armory. Go ahead and show the people on TikTok what you got there, Nick.
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, I say, yeah, fruit sickle.
That looks awesome.
What I find entertaining about some of these brands, and I think it's a little outside and definitely that Untitled Art, is
Yeah.
you can tell that they basically take other cans and they just wrap their own little thing around them.
It's cheaper.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not a good idea.
Well, so it's yeah, like they'll take because I was watching again. I what did he go by? The infamous brew whatever, right? On TikTok.
Brewmaster or something.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But he was explaining it, right? He said, so we know Crop Dusters, right? One of Grand Armory's like biggest sellers. So they order just a bunch of that because they get a big discount, and then it's cheaper just to have those cans specifically wrapped if they don't use them, right? So then might as well go with the cheap version if you can do it that way. And so if you rip
I would agree, but I think, like I said, I believe once I got something and you could almost tell it was a two-hearted can that was wrapped.
right is yeah.
By the way, hello Nashville, and anybody that's on TikTok, if you want to be able to hear Mike because he's also chiming in,
Get on Twitch.
get on Twitch, twitch.com/Bucks and Brews. We're going to be talking a whole bunch of good stuff tonight.
We're talking
especially
about Sweet Baby Jesus quick. I
Yeah.
went out to just a local place Friday night when I didn't go camping because my daughter didn't want to go camping on Friday night. Just hung out with my sister while her daughter was at a dance class on my knees, and they had Sweet Baby Jesus on tap. It was better on tap than it was.
That's good to know because out of the can, I was not a huge fan of the Sweet Baby Jesus. It was underwhelming. Underwhelming is a good word.
Yeah.
So, Nick, we had a few things this weekend.
We did.
You helped out at your first ever Star Wars event. How'd you feel about that?
I had a great time. I'm not a person that likes to not work if I feel like I'm getting paid. Like they paid me in food, right? And
Yep.
I guess I expected to have to do a heck of a lot more. And I think I did quite a because like I was running up and down, like making sure everybody was okay, doing the best I could.
Yep.
And so it is a learning expectation that it's actually meant, it really is just hey, make sure that this little bit's done. And not
There a lot
everything's
of people like fan wise there, or was it also kind
Sold
of
out.
downgraded because of COVID?
sold out crowd.
It was sold out, but it didn't feel as busy as other Griffin's Star
They
Wars
might
nights
have-
have felt.
Yeah, maybe people were just less apt to like the character like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I mean, you also have to realize that like people are, they're not tired of the lines, but they just wait in such these long lines because 7 concessions were closed, right?
Yeah.
All the way down on the ends were both closed. There was 2 in the middle there, like, and some of their little pop-up ones that they randomly. So it's kind of, it makes it hard, right? So people don't go stand in the line if you're going to miss the whole game just for one beer. So
No, but we had a lot of smiles, a lot of people really happy to take pictures. It was good for the soul. It was nice to get out and
yeah, the one little girl went running up to Dawn in her outfit and costume. And
Which costume?
Muff Tack.
she was in Muff Tack.
And this little girl was probably 3 years old, just tiny. And like, Muff Tack looks like a teddy bear, and she just goes up and runs and hugs, and I even out loud I go, oh. It's like
I thought Muff Tack was the abominable snowman.
it looks like that too, right? But I mean, just except for not angry. I mean,
Actually, not Toy Story, Monsters Inc. brings out the fact that the abominable snowman is not really that bad.
So I had a couple kids that stick with me. One was a blind girl. Mom brought her up to me and she told me how much her dad loves Star Wars and she's going to rub it in his face. I thought was great.
Yeah.
And then I had this little boy come up to me and he goes, I love Star Wars. And I said, I love Star Wars too. And he goes, you're from episode 4. And I'm like, that's very good. I am from episode 4. And he just talked to me about Tusken Raiders for a few. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Wow.
So I actually, he took a picture with me and then I told him to come back and he's standing in front of me. So I handed him my gaffy and I pulled it up over his head so that he could get the picture holding the gaffy over his head. So he was pretty thrilled.
I really like I was out of place because I don't know anything about Star Wars, right? And so but one thing I liked about your group, and we were drinking and I told them, I said, guys, like I'm here volunteering my time. I don't know anything about you. And I like that you share what you're about, right? And say, listen here, meow. Say,
meow, don't get me started, meow.
All right. Right now, what I'm going to tell you is that the group is great. So that you guys are always willing to share what your character is based off of, kind of what it does. And you're doing it for a good cause, right? I mean, like, sure, the Griffins game, people only see that they're there for the Griffins game when it's actually there for the Griffins Youth Foundation,
Yes.
right? Like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That was the charity we were raising money for, was
Right.
the Griffins Youth Foundation.
And so I was really excited because I watched a little bit of hockey, like
Youth hockey.
The Youth Foundation was there playing, and I was like, this is exactly what it's for. Like these kids are playing. You guys go to the hospital and stuff. So it's like people think that it's just, hey, for this, but it's actually for a better thing, right? Like, and that's how
Everything is always for some sort of charity.
Yeah, we
Right.
do
Unless you're doing
charity-based
something.
stuff.
The only time you're able to not do that is around the May the 4th be with you or whatever. And
Yeah, around May 4th, they usually have a lift on retail type things because it's also free comic book day around that.
Sure.
That first Saturday in May is free comic book day.
Yep.
So if it's around that time, we can go do those type of things. But again, there's still somewhat of a charitable aspect to that because they're, comic book shops order comics to give away for free.
Yep.
So they're not making money on those comics. They're hoping people come in the door and buy stuff. But
And what's interesting with a lot of the costumes is a lot of them, they're not, other than, like the Mercs who just kind of make their own, however they want it to look. Like, was Matt there on Saturday?
no.
Well, like he is a Shadow Trooper, but Shadow Troopers don't really show up in any of the movies. They show up in like video games and some of the.
That was something
cartoons.
Nick found out because, he was asking some people and, go ahead, Nick.
No, and that's like exactly it. I was like, what movie are you from? And I found out that there's comic books made of Star Wars, right? I thought it was just movies, but apparently it was movies and then turned into comic books where, a lot of other things start as comic books, like superhero movies start out as comic books and then
Video
turn into-
games.
yeah, and you can if it's been into a video game, you can have it.
Novels.
Yep.
Historical, like novels and books and stuff like that. Yeah.
So the Gloria who played Mara Jade,
Yep.
she is from a novel.
Okay. Yeah, as saying her husband doesn't dress up, supports the crap out of it. And just really, really cool people, really supportive. And it's fun because, not knowing anything, everybody likes to give me crap. Like when you left, everybody's like, get out of here and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, I'm telling you, I've never seen a single episode, right? Or a movie. And, ask questions. And it was funny
I
because
haven't seen much outside of the movies and some of the TV shows. I never
Sure.
played video games or read the books.
well, I guess I will say like I've played the video game for a little bit because I was Shaft with a purple lightsaber. And then,
Mace Windu.
yeah, Mace Windu. And so then we, had to kill people, and it was just like Street
I
Fighter.
forgot that he actually, when they redid Shaft, he was Shaft. I always think of the original Shaft. I'm like,
Richard
what was-
Roundtree.
Yeah.
By the way, Jackson has been Shaft in 2 movies now.
In general, but I'm just saying, I always think of the original one
Yeah.
Well,
where Isaac Hayes did the theme.
intro. Yeah. So, a funny story since we're talking about Shaft for a minute. So the 2000 Shaft that Sam
Samuel L.
Jackson,
Jackson,
was
yeah.
Shaft in, Richard Roundtree was in as his uncle, both named John Shaft. In the second Shaft movie, which came out like 3-4 years ago, it was discovered that he wasn't really his uncle, he was actually his father. So now there's 3 Shafts because Shaft had a son.
So that's always a good one.
Yeah. So we have some business to take care of, I guess, because we do a financial podcast here.
Wait,
Especially
you
for
do a
anybody.
financial podcast?
We do it especially for anybody on TikTok joining us right now. We had a question on TikTok earlier, Nick. I'm going to pose this to you, and then we'll talk about some other stuff. So, person earlier on TikTok, I was pre-gaming before you got here,
Yeah.
said, "I'm moving out. I have $700. What is your advice to me?" Now, I gave him my advice, but what is your advice to somebody moving out with $700, Nick?
Where are they moving to?
Well,
I guess we need
I
some
didn't.
answers.
I really didn't get any answers to questions because they just threw it out there. So, the first thing I said is, "Are you moving in with somebody? Or are you trying to get your own place?"
Right.
And then, of course, the number one thing we tell everybody: budget.
I say that's the biggest key. So, if you're moving back home and you're at $700, awesome. Take that money and save up
Well, and my guess is they're not moving back home. They're moving to,
or with somebody, right? Like,
I would hope they're moving with somebody because
Right.
with $700, you're not getting very far.
no, I mean, we are still one of the lowest areas, and people think that we're high in rents, but we're so low. My advice is yeah, again, find a roommate, like bunk up,
What was-
$300 if it's $300 for rent, right? I mean, now you're at 600, so you have 2 months worth, and hopefully you have a job. Keep budgeting. Make sure you're doing all the right steps.
Was this a somewhat local person on TikTok, or were they? Because that's hard part with TikTok. Is you
I don't
get
know. It was just user and a bunch of numbers.
people all over. So you could have somebody in Hawaii trying to live off $700.
Yeah, they're not going to get to 3 days from now on $700 in Hawaii.
Just saying.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So any other advice for that person there?
I mean, I'd have to know more of the story
See,
of it, but like
That's what I felt too.
I guess other advice, right? Start knocking on doors, right?
Get a side hustle.
I mean, that's exactly it. Like, what is your find a passion and try to make money out of it, right?
I sent you a shot from Facebook this morning on a Facebook group. Snow's melting. And
the dog,
yeah, the mom posted that her son has a business where he cleans up all the dog poop in your yard from the winter.
yeah, for $15 or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
and I'm sitting there going, now that kid's going places.
That's good. Yeah, good price.
Where's this kid at?
He's up here in Wyoming, Mike.
Well, I don't have dog poop, but I have leaves I would love to get cleaned out of my yard because unfortunately I had a leaf drop just before the first snow when never was able to get them out before I didn't really have an option.
Right.
So we have Io Froman on here, and you know what Froman reminds me of, Mike?
Hey, bro, the sausage king.
The
of
Sausage
Chicago.
King of Chicago. I will be in Chicago on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
I will be.
There you go. What's that one for?
I got tickets to a Bulls game.
How was there?
Does your wife need help this weekend?
She might. I told her you're available in case she does.
I'm available.
What did you say, Nick? How come
Why?
there's
Why
not
is there
one?
no cons right now? It's
Um,
winter time.
There will be cons starting next month.
Oh, okay.
All over, honestly.
Yeah.
You got the con bug now, my friend.
No, I have that was kind of fun. Let's
It is fun.
figure out what we can do. So, yeah, I mean, go back to that advice real quick, and it's just really budget, figure out your life, figure out how to make more money, right? I mean, I don't know where you got the 700 from, right? If it's from you not saving and not budgeting well, if it's literally you've been saving every penny. I don't know the age of this person. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, there's so many variables. It's really hard to say.
Yep.
Hey, I have $700. I'm moving out. What's your advice? I have many questions.
Yeah.
So speaking of questions, we're not going to mention names, but somebody came to us on Saturday, Mike. They need to move out. What can they do? So of course, after Star Wars Night at the Griffins is done, we go over to Grand Rapids Brewing and we're drinking a little bit of food with some people in the group.
You actually finally went somewhere besides.
We did go somewhere besides GP Sports and the Amway, which sucks.
It's closed.
Is it?
Yeah, it's now the bowling alley.
What?
Yeah, the Duck Pin Bowling Alley.
There's a bowling alley there now?
Duck Pin.
Okay, well, I hated GP Sports anyways.
What?
Oh, their food wasn't great and
I don't
everything was
know about
overpriced.
Bud Lights were like $3, and
So anyways,
I always got great service.
nobody wants Bud Light. Anyways,
I do.
so we sat there talking to this person on Saturday night while we were drinking, and Nick's always
that person was not
hesitant.
drinking because that person does not drink.
Jessica, I can get you that guy's information. Remind me. Jessica wants to hire that kid.
Oh, the poop kid.
Yeah, the poop kid.
I got this.
Can you?
He called the poo.
Can you
I want to
send that
hire
to
the
Jessica?
poop kid if he was closer. Like I said, it wouldn't be poop; it would just be raking my leaves.
No, I'm sure there are people out there, my friend.
Of course.
But anyways, Nick gets irritated when people ask for advice and help because he finds that they don't necessarily take that advice or help. And he doesn't want to talk to just himself. He wants people to actually, care. So, Nick, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, right. So like, it's not that I get frustrated. It's that I hate going into a situation. So this is a person that I've kind of had a conversation with before, right?
Yes.
A while ago, they said kind of the same shit of, hey, Hawaii, sorry.
Oh, I love Hawaii.
So right,
Aloha.
I've kind of done a little bit of talking with this person, and I didn't really see any action come out of it. Right, here we are a year later, let's say, and oh hey, I really need to get this. And Nick, would you mind sitting down and talking? Okay. I'm always like you guys always know, right? Like, I mean, I do this, right? Like, I'm always willing to give advice.
I'll find it. You go ahead.
I got it. I'm just trying to find what I have Jessica's number under. So
That's coming your way, Jess.
it's texted. So right, like I hate if I give more, I hate when I give more effort than what you, who are the person asking or on the receiving end, give, right? Like, I want to be successful. And it just feels like, no, you don't want, right? You just want things handed to you, right? And even if I feel like I handed a place, right, to this person, went above and beyond, did all this stuff, and now here we are 2 days later, and I haven't heard shit back, right? And it's like, all right, cool. I'm so glad I did that.
Well, we sent a couple text messages, but no real follow through at this point.
Right.
And then, of course, the question we have is, how serious are you if you're not going to follow through on an opportunity? Now, I will say it's not in the ideal location for this person, but they are motivated to move out.
Right.
It's about the same distance as where they currently live from their job.
Sure.
So it's still about, between 45 minutes and an hour away from where they work. And, one of the things I said is, if you're going to move out, you might want to start looking for another job,
Well,
because she makes okay money,
yeah.
but she's a director at the place she's at, making, $15 an hour.
Right.
Ooh, a director?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think you could find a position that's willing to pay you 20 to 25.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of jobs out there. In 20.
I mean, if she takes, 31, the highway, it's actually really close. Like,
Yeah, it's not bad at
I
all.
don't think it's 30 minutes to where she works.
Where does this person work?
Someplace in Zealand.
Okay.
I'll let you know later.
That's all we really know.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I needed to know. I mean,
Yeah, Zealand.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
I was just
Zealand and Mesquite.
wondering if this would have been a good situation for moving in with somebody who had a place to
Yes.
Well, I think
live
honestly
like
that's what
8
she's
months
waiting.
ago.
Yes.
All right, and that was the thing that got me, right? Because like that's what I suggested. It would have helped both sides of things. It would have done like they, and that I guess that was my big frustration, right? Was like, all right, you didn't even try, you didn't make any effort, right? And the difference between your daughter and the other kid is like, I know you'll make your kid do stuff.
Yes.
Like, right when we sat with her budget, hey, you have to do this. Like, she found a fucking roommate, right? It wasn't up for option, like, or it wasn't up for debate, right? It was no, like, this has to get done.
Well, and I had sat there suggesting, hey, you need a roommate. Hey, you need a roommate. She didn't take it seriously until she sat down with us and she's like, I really do need a roommate.
Yeah.
Hello, Boston.
Well, this other person, you know, again, they're not. I mean, part of the situation why this person needs to move out is doesn't have the parent that could basically sit down with her the way you guys did with Caitlin.
Not the actual blood parent, but I mean, there's people there.
Well,
So I mean,
you
you know,
you are basically like family to this.
I basically am like another dad to this person. And I told her, I said, listen, you need to do this, this, and this. Now, I can't force her to do any of those things. I can't technically force my daughter to do any of those things, but she's smart enough to listen when I say.
Right.
Now, will this person take our advice? I don't know. Again, how motivated are you really?
Right. Well, you know, that was one thing I kind of wanted to bring up was, all right, so like there's moments in this real estate world, right? Everybody talks, and I guess you guys don't understand it, but like some of the big things that people say is find a mentor, right? Find somebody, you know, find somebody that can help you with this.
Mhm.
And, you know, so people rely on me. I don't charge for it, right? I give this. And so like, I constantly see, like, I'm sitting having a conversation. Hey, you want this? Go do this. And then, right, the actions never come out of it. Right. And it's just, it gets overwhelming at times. And so then it kind of puts me into a funk, right? Because it's like, all right, personally, I'm not seeing actions on my side of things. I'm not seeing actions from the people I'm teaching. Right. And so it makes it a little harder for me. It makes it, you know, because you have to have some type of a victory at some point, right? And so to keep being around that makes it really difficult.
Well, we talked about this, you know, before we went on air. One of the things you loved the best was when TJ,
Yeah.
you know, he hopped on an episode. We were talking about how to buy your first home, and you
And then his
laid
name
out
was everything other than TJ.
yeah, and of course we call him everything but TJ, PJ, RJ, MJ, whatever. But
DJ,
you
QJ.
laid out a plan for him, and he literally followed it to a T.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
And how excited were you?
oh my goodness. Like I celebrated, I think, more than they actually did. Right. I went and told everybody, right? Like how amazing.
Well, they bought a house in like 60 days.
No, it was, well, I mean, they closed it in 6
Right.
right? They bought a house in like a week.
Yeah, they went and they sent us like 3 houses
Yeah.
in a message.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they had an accepted offer, and we're like, holy shit, they went fast.
And with like a lot of the advice that I gave them, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, have them give you buyout money. Hey, ask for carpet allowance, like ask for closing cost. I mean,
they'll be more apt to listen when they're highly motivated to do it. In this
But that-
situation, they were highly motivated
but they
to buy a
weren't,
house, and they listened.
they were highly motivated. I mean, it's weird because if you ask me which one of the two is more highly motivated,
It'd
I
be
would-
this other person.
I'd say the other person, but because this one, right, they had the excuses. I just talked them out of their excuses, right? Yeah, we just signed a new lease. Fuck your lease. Like I can get you bought out of that, right? Here's how to do that. Like, and that was the best tip I've given on air
Yep.
to anybody, right?
And if you want to know how to get out of your lease, go watch that episode, How to Buy Your First Home,
say, you know, I mean, dude, like
or listen.
think of how much that advice right there is actually worth.
Well, for them, it had to be worth $1,500 to $2,000.
Oh, if not more, yeah. But like I'm saying, now times that by everybody that would listen to this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $1 million advice. Like simply, it's greatest words that have come out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I was so proud
literally.
of it, right?
I mean, it's always worth watching the episodes, especially when Andy is on the video with you.
When who's on video? Sorry.
Yeah, your eye candy.
Yes. When Mike is on, he is our eye candy.
Yeah, that's true. TikTok loves Mike.
They
to
do.
say.
TikTok is full of people who are catfishing. So let's just say that.
Oh, you're absolutely right about that. I just had
Oh
somebody
yeah.
take my picture and use it for their fucking profile picture.
Oh,
Block that
geez.
motherfucker.
No, I actually had some, like, I've had a couple of females start, like, asking me questions, and they'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
can I get your Gmail? I have a Gmail strictly for, like, doing things like that, and it's
Yeah.
funny. It's always, like, you get the email, and it's, like, names that, like, completely different names of than who said you're actually chatting with. I'm like,
Oh, absolutely.
that's why you're not getting my real email address.
You know what the hardest decision in my life is?
What beer to have next?
What beer to drink next? Like, honestly, if that's the hardest decision
Wait. What did you just have?
I actually just had the
He had the bells.
pomegranate flamingo fruit fight.
I would, let's see, what would be a good follow to that?
So we have the
do
strawberry
that
hop
odd
cider.
side.
I was thinking the odd side.
So I'm saving that for the
That
next
or
one.
the Untitled Art, that Mexican.
Chocolate. See, I was thinking I was gonna save that just because.
Those would be my options. Just to kind of.
It sounds like he's saving both of those
The
to make
Imperial.
us wait.
I'm just thinking of a palate cleanse from the sours a little
Well,
bit.
and that's why. Well, that's kind of why I was gonna go with the strawberry hopped sour because.
Yeah, he wants to go with
would-
another
it would
sour.
Stay with it. So what I'm choosing right now is.
By the way, Danny just joined us on TikTok. Danny, you missed all the talk we had about you and your man there. What are you looking at?
Hey,
Was it, this
TJ,
is the peach one?
Yeah, the peach ring from 450 North Brewing Company. This is a smooth style sour ale with peaches, and I love peaches.
Hi, TJ and Danny.
Hey, TJ and Danny. Hey guys. So real quick recap. Really proud of you guys
Yeah.
for taking advice. Awesome job getting a house. Gosh, one of an awesome story.
By the way, Jessica loves sour beer.
Did she get that text?
Did you get that text, Jessica? And by the way, I think you need to come in for an episode just to drink with us.
Yeah. Oh man, this thing is like neon yellow. Oh, and then pour it out, and it kind of looks.
It looks like orange juice.
I was gonna say orange juice or pineapple juice.
Pineapple
maybe.
juice. I could see that too.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's coming in to drink with you.
I guess
Jessica.
looking at like now that I look, I'm like, all right, that could be peach juice.
It could be.
It's getting darker. Like it's weird. It's like almost like I had to shake the can or something. Pretty much, right?
I do.
And so, yeah,
Peach ring.
a lot of fizz on this thing. This is gonna be really fun for me.
Is that, you said that's the hop sour?
No,
You can really
Ooh,
smell the sour, but that's really good.
that's kind of fun.
That's really good.
No, wow,
Yes, Jessica got the text, and yes, she will come out to drink.
good. It's peachy.
It is very peachy. I love peach.
I don't know if it tastes like I mean, it might taste like a peach ring. So-
I don't know if I've had a peach ring.
It's
in the
funny that
last
even
20
though they
years.
taste the same, I prefer nectarine just because it's not as fuzzy.
Really?
I like mine a little fuzzy.
Oh, say
I like mine shaved.
We know.
say no. I like mine older and softer and full of juice. I know that's. Are we still talking about peaches?
I think so.
Say good. The fruit.
The juicier, the better,
Of
honestly.
course. But
I love me a juicy peach.
that's a fact. So, I enjoy giving advice, David. I mean, I do. Like, we
Yeah,
love doing this,
We
right?
love giving advice.
And here, like, look at Ashley, right? Like, look at
Yeah.
everybody. Like, okay, so we've done some episodes with some people that we've not had back on.
Yeah.
We've done episodes with people that have been on multiple times,
Yes.
right? It's not because you're not doing anything. It's because we'd rather celebrate, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's
If you have things to celebrate, you're going to reach out to us.
100%, right?
So we did a 3-part debt series, and 2 people have reached out to us. The third one has not.
Mhm.
And what does that tell us without telling us anything?
Right. And that's exactly, it's not you know, and we did our part.
Yeah.
Both of us for the first little bit, we're like, hey man, how's it going? How, you know,
Yep.
Hey woman. No way. Too bad.
Now I know, Jessica. Thank you.
Stuff on Twitch.
Just tell her to send a text to prove it
No, I'm not. No.
to my phone. No one cares about yours.
Good.
Say,
Not safe for the air.
Yeah, we're not gonna
It's
go
not
there.
on TikTok.
We're not fucking going there.
say,
Hey, by the way, if you're on TikTok, like us and shit, so you know people
Yeah.
join.
like us and shit, but don't do it the same at the same time.
I mean, you can do it at the same time because you're not on
What,
video.
let's say,
I
what
mean,
else are you
know.
going to be doing while you're sitting there?
Yeah.
Might as well just keep.
You might as
liking.
well be on TikTok
It's
liking us.
fact. So, you know, I get asked. We were talking about it as well. Like I get asked all the time, when's a good time to sell? You know, right? Everybody thinks right now is not a good time to buy, and you know, like they give an answer, and then they
Why
ask
do they
questions.
think it's not a good time to buy?
Because everybody says that it's a seller's market.
But it is a seller's market.
Uh-huh.
It can be a good time to buy if you find the right place.
That's exactly it, right?
But
Like,
you really have to work at that.
yeah. Right. I mean, that's,
Nothing easy falls into your lap, does it? Even when it's a buyer's market, do easy things just fall into your lap?
it wouldn't be easy because like then you have
Right.
the stress of can I sell it?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. You know, and everybody. So it's what we talk about for the for the stock market. You know, everybody pulls their money out when the thing's losing,
Mhm.
and I can't.
Which
afford
is
to
the
lose this money.
stupidest time to pull out your money.
Right.
You would think so, but nope. Because they see a loss. That's all they see, like money going down.
When the market goes down, put your money in it.
Yep. And when it goes up, and
If it were like a fairly like newer like IPO, I think I would be more apt to sell during a crashing market. But if it's an established company and you can buy it cheaper, go
Yeah.
for it. I mean, McDonald's, Nike, Apple, you know, Microsoft, none of these companies are going to go out of business because the market crashes.
No, you have to know what you're investing in. Like you said, if you're investing in an IPO, that's a risky deal.
Yeah.
But if you're buying an established company right now, Nike has been number one in sporting products since the 70s. So we're talking 50 years.
Mhm.
If you're putting your money into Nike, you're going to make money. If you're putting your money into Disney, you're going to make money.
Right.
You know, Microsoft, Apple, these things are making money. Yeah, they're going to go down. Okay. And who cares? Now you can buy stock at a cheaper price.
Yep. Well, it's, you know, I have a financial guy who does my IRA, right? And we talked about it. Like I did a flip and I cut him a check for $6,000 for this year or whatever, right? And he's like, "Oh man, you know, things are really low, and you're getting into this part." And I was like, "Yep, I am." So if I lose the $6,000, guess what? I lost the $6,000, but I don't like it'll come back.
So we just got a question on Twitch. I want to address that. So the top 3 stocks to invest in for someone new to stocks. I have an
Yeah.
answer. Nick, do you have an answer?
I have an answer. You're not gonna
So-
like my answer, but I have an answer.
I don't care. So I would go with a high dividend payer for one of them, strong company.
Okay.
I would pick Pepsi
Okay.
because they're highly divested. So not only do you have Pepsi, but you get Quaker, you get Frito-Lay, a lot of different avenues that Pepsi makes money in.
Mhm.
High dividend payer.
Mhm.
I would go with a tech company. Right now, it would probably be NVIDIA because they're the number one video card maker.
Yeah.
I love them as a stock. I think they're gonna be around a long time,
Mhm.
and it's not too expensive right now, where you still have room to grow.
Sure.
And then I don't know the stock symbol for it, but there's what the hell's that?
Gas, oil, energy,
No, it's the one company that we always talk about besides Betterment.
Wealthfront,
No.
Vanguard.
Vanguard. There's a Vanguard ETF out there, which Jessica, I'll have to see what that ETF is. But I bought Caitlin in at like $118. I think it's up to $253. And I honestly, it's just going to keep going up.
Sure.
So those are the three that I would invest in because for the long run, they're going to make money.
Mhm.
You,
I wouldn't invest in 3.
well, if you were only going to pick 3,
No, that's how you fail, right?
understood.
Because you're not diverse enough. Now, again, like I did day trade, right? Like, I've done more day trading than people. Dude, I need somebody out there to teach me how to read crypto. Or
We're going to have that crypto episode soon. By the way,
Because-
Jessica, text me and I'll tell you what to do specifically.
do you know how rich I would be right now if I could read crypto? Dude, I've watched it up to 16, 17 bucks and I've watched it down to like 12 and a half. And I'm sitting here going, if I would have bought and sold all of these, like,
Yeah.
or, and I don't buy the extreme lowest and I don't buy or sell the extreme highest, right? Like, dude, $1 here and there, like I'm doing really well. Like that's what I seen. When
Well, again, I got like $100 in crypto just
Yep.
because I'm seeing what the hell's happening.
So, so my mind is always day trade if I'm buying individual stocks. So
Mhm.
my suggestion is never do that. But I do love, so if you ask me to give suggestions,
What are your 3 favorite stocks?
to a child?
Yeah.
To a child. Number 1, pick a company that you like and use, whether it's Disney, Nike, Apple, stuff like that.
That's a great point.
Right.
It's a company that you use, that you're excited about, that you support.
Yep. So that to me is huge. Like, because we give that to the kids, right? Like, hey, I mean, gosh, I remember we couldn't afford to get in. But I would, and it was weird because I guess even back then, so I was bored. So I grabbed the newspaper and I would highlight certain stocks. And it was always like Pepsi, Coke, and, like things that I knew as a kid. And then the next day the paper would come and I would highlight the same ones and figure out what they did.
Yeah.
And that was like a stupid little hobby. And I only did it for a few weeks and it was kind of fun, but like, I wish I had the money to invest back then in it. So I guess I would say one of those, right?
Yep.
A consumer good.
Yes.
I would invest in a tech type of a company. And then I would invest one into an energy company, right? So that way
I
I'm
still would
diverse.
do an somewhat established company.
Right. Well, I mean, you could do, it's consumers or whatever consumers is under
Yeah.
DTE. I forget what I think consumers, but like GE, right? So GE
Yeah.
is you can have that as a company. So I guess I would diversify my 3. Like right now, oil, you'd want to get into some oil stuff because there's a chance that we're going to start producing more. I mean, are you going to?
Well, I mean, they have so many areas that they can drill that they haven't touched that's allowed to be drilled.
Yep.
So yeah, oil stocks right now are great. Will they be great in 10 years? Maybe not,
Right.
but they're great right now.
Right.
And one of the questions we have here, and the how part, Jessica, I'll answer. Send me a text. I'll tell you exactly how. How much of your paycheck should you put into investing? She asks, is 10% enough? So I'm going to say right now, if you know your budget, that tells you how much you can put in, because it's how much discretionary income do you have that you can afford to, let's say, gamble with.
That's true. Well, like, I mean, you found out a little bit more information about me this weekend, right?
A little bit.
Say, like, I wasn't joking when I told people I literally lived off of 50% of what I made.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I had goals, and sure, did I live at home until I was 20 years old, whatever, and bought a house? Like, I saved up every damn dime because, hey, this is what I did, and that's how I got to where I was, because I literally, and even at that, okay, so like when you look at my Gentex career, and I'll lay out my damn money for people. Okay, let's say I made $52,000 a year, right? I make $1,000. Okay, I was putting 25% into my 401k, right? Because that would kind of, I don't know, and plus I got bonuses, right? So I have to be clear about that. And you're only allowed to put like 17,000 in, so that put me really close to where I needed to be at for that. I was putting, so let's push me down to like 750.
Hey, by the way, I'm going off of TikTok because I'm losing battery here quickly.
Oh, sweet.
I think I'm your only follower right now. Anyway.
You are the only one right now.
Only loser.
So anyways, go ahead.
Right. And then, I was, 750. pay taxes on that, puts me at around 600, let's say, right, roughly, if I took the 15% away, in theory. 22. And then I was investing like $100 and something into Betterment, right, putting me down to 5. And then I was taking and putting $250 into my savings account every week, right? So $1,000 a month basically into a real estate fund. So I was living off of $250, okay, a week. The only bills in theory that I had at this point was my my car insurance, which was due on the 4th paycheck of the month.
Yep.
And that was kind of the whole thing, right? So I, in theory, lived off of $700 roughly every month. And if I wanted more money, I just worked more overtime, right? Like that 4th week, I always worked a couple extra hours, so that way I had a little bit of money. When I tell you I don't take my I don't take my real estate money and use that, like it's very, very limited. I actually touch that money, right? I reinvest that money on a constant. I want it to roll over. So when people say, oh, hey, rice and beans and stuff, like we did that. Yes, do I go out to eat now? 100%, right? But
like I said, you're exactly right, Nick. I mean, I'm at probably between what goes into my 401k, what goes into Betterment, what goes into some of the other investments that I do just automatically, probably 10% of my paycheck goes into investments overall, not my paycheck per se, but my gross income basically.
Sure. Yep. You're
or I guess not gross after, taxes.
Sure, you're net.
If I
Yep.
were to take, if I were to take that sum that goes into my 401k out of like what was, as a separate thing, and took that out of my net or whatever, it comes to about 10%.
Right.
But I mean, the only reason kind of why I don't do more than that now is, A, I'm paying child support. B, I'm not going to do a rice and beans diet with my kids. I'm not going to make my kids eat ramen and, things of that nature and hot dogs, because I don't want them to have to feel like I'm not poor. I mean, yes, I could, if I were single, yes, I would, change to like, rice and beans and some hot sauce, every day. And we put 40% of my, paycheck away and stuff like that. And
yeah.
but I mean, the other thing in terms of like stock, it doesn't apply to everybody, but I think if you work for a publicly traded company and you are highly committed to your job where you're going to stay there for a while, invest in your own company.
I did, right? Gentex would allow me to do $6,000 or something every quarter. And then but like with Gentex, you got a discount, right, for being an employee there. So I would always buy before our bonus meeting and then sell it after our bonus meeting.
Yeah.
I get
I'm saying, but that's not a good thing. If you, like I said, if you're not committed
to
your job, if you're like just doing it for a couple of years to, get some experience and move on, don't invest. But like we were bought by a publicly traded company like 5 years ago.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm still probably, unless something really bad were to happen, probably planning on retiring from this company.
Oh, and that's huge. Like I agree with you. Like even, I don't know, I guess I don't agree even if you think it's going to be short term, because sometimes short term turns into long term. So take the risk.
Well, yes. Yeah.
So I would say just do it, right? Like don't.
Let's say, I mean, you don't always have that option because you're not always working for a publicly traded company.
No, and but I'm saying if you have that option too, right? Like then definitely do it. Like, and to me, it's I refuse to do any more with Gentex because I don't work there, and that it's just hard.
Which makes sense.
It's bad feelings on my part, right? No, So yeah, I think, I hope that answers the thing for Jess.
Well, I just sent her a couple links for Stash and Acorns and gave her some information. She asked about the new options we have with our 403Bs at work. I told her hit me up on Teams for that. So
Oh, does she work with you?
she works at Spectrum, so
Oh, nice.
yeah, she has the same options I do.
Oh,
And of course, I already direct people that I work with on how to invest there.
what's one other person, right?
I'm finding I like Stash more than Public, just because Stash always has those little stock parties where you, even though you only get like 20 cents of a stock for free, basically, it's still stock.
Well,
It's funny you say
they
that.
charge you $3 a month for Stash, but most months you make at least $3 in the stocks they give away. So Stash is probably my favorite place. I do like Public because I can just go buy what I want, and I am a fan of that.
I mean, I am, and I like Acorns just because Acorns again is
I hate Acorns.
why.
Oh, I couldn't get in. It wouldn't verify me as a person.
There are people that have that issue. Ashley tried to get in, and she had that problem.
Yep.
And
Every
Jess
once in a
currently has
while, my
Robinhood.
credit union. Every once in a while, my credit union bank, I have to kind of reconnect to.
Yep.
But then when I got like a thing where it was like, sign up for an Acorns checking account and get like $100 free or something like that, with just like do some direct deposits, do some automatic withdrawals, and I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah. No,
Well,
And
you
then
guys
I
get-
just split my paycheck between 2 or 3 different banks. Acorns now is one of them.
there you go. You mentioned like stocks paying you 20 cents.
Yeah.
And David, I sent you a text that said I did something I don't usually do.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in half a sec.
Yeah.
Jessica said she's currently on Robinhood, which Robinhood is very similar to Public. You go on there and you buy, stocks, which,
And you could buy partial on Public, right?
I don't know if you can buy part. I don't think you can.
Okay.
I think Public and Robinhood, you both have to buy
Full.
a full share of whatever that is.
About Public, some of the stuff that I had paid, some stuff I bought on Public.
Let me see. I think my
So
Years of.
either way, Jessica, you and I will talk off air about your investments because I'm curious. Nick did something the other day. He texted me this, Mike, and it's totally me. And I was very, very proud.
yeah.
2 pennies.
Actually, I think 3 pennies in total, 2
pennies.
nickels and a quarter.
Nick found money on the ground and picked it up and
38
put it in his
cents.
pocket.
38 cents, yeah. I think it's 37 or 38 cents, yeah.
I mean, I honestly would pick up like 38 cents. I mean,
It was
see
all
a
set. It
quarter,
was
I'm
all,
going to pick it up.
the quarter I definitely picked up, but like it was all separate days or separate times and separate locations. It's not like I picked it all up at once.
I mean, and I'm not one of those like, what do they? People who believe in like Friday the 13th.
Oh, superstitions and stuff.
Superstition.
Yeah,
Like
what's
if
on
I find
tails?
an upside down penny, I'm not going to flip it over. I'm just
Yeah.
going to pick up an upside
I'd
down.
pick it up.
No,
I think the one that I grabbed at
Salvino's.
Salvino's for you, I think that was upside down.
Yeah, who gives a shit? It's a penny. It's worth a penny, and I'm going to put it in my bank, and I'm going to make money on my penny.
It all adds up, my friends.
That penny is now worth 1.02 pennies.
Hey, if they're charging 0.9 for gas, I'm getting point something on my penny. Damn it.
Damn straight.
That would actually be a good episode to do in the future. Is like inflation, gas prices.
Yeah.
Because I did like some, and this actually came from my ex-father-in-law, who is highly conservative.
Mhm.
He actually shared a meme that was basically like, gas prices are like caused by this, and this. They have the president has absolutely no control on them. And that was a surprise to me because he is highly conservative, and with Biden in office, I never would have expected that particular
So
meme to be shared.
I unfriended somebody on Facebook yesterday because they posted a picture of their the gas they put in their huge goddamn truck. And they said, fuck Joe Biden. If you're that much of a fucking moron, I don't need to be associated with your dumb ass. Again, some presidents are good. Some presidents are bad. I don't fucking worship any of them. And none of them have shit to do with gas prices. Honestly, I think Biden has more to do with gas prices than other people because he opened up all this fucking land to go drill on. And the oil companies are like, nah, we're good. Because if we don't drill on that land right now, we get record
You can
profits.
jack up prices.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to jack up the fucking prices. Mind you,
Yeah.
I do own stock in ExxonMobil.
Which that's, again, probably a smart one to,
Yeah, I bought it during the pandemic when it was $40
Yeah.
because nobody was driving and gave a shit.
I mean, like, well, I mean, BP would have been a good one to invest in, like, after the oil spill, when their stocks plummeted.
Again, you look at these stocks and you're like, hey, they're down for some reason, but this company's not going anywhere.
No.
And again, you can't necessarily
ExxonMobil, BP, none of them are going to be going anywhere in the next,
10 years
I mean, 10 years. Yeah, I mean,
or even
20
maybe
years
longer.
or so when electric becomes, more of a thing when it, yeah.
But again, I mean,
But even
you
then,
know,
they're going to diversify probably into options for supporting electric or hybrid vehicles.
one of the TV shows that Mike and I loved was Sports Night.
Yep.
And I
Oh,
remember an
Sports Night.
episode, Dana bought a new camera and somebody said, hey, buy some stock in Eastman Kodak.
Yeah.
Which this show came out in 99. It lasted until the end of 2000,
It was basically
2001. If you had bought money in Eastman Kodak, you would have lost your ass
Yeah.
because film is not a thing anymore. It's all digital.
and,
So,
that was one company that did not go with it.
right.
A lot of the other major camera companies saw the fact that it was going digital and actually went with
You
it
have
and have grown.
you have to look at what's coming. So we already know that at some point gas will not be the number one thing to drive a vehicle. But that technology is still 15 years away for the majority of consumers out there.
But even then, people like BP and ExxonMobil are going to find a way
Yes.
to tap into that market.
Oh
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Now, will one of the smaller oil companies go somewhere? Sure,
yeah.
they're going to go.
Yeah.
But the big ones are going to be there.
Yeah, whoever owns some of these, like Admirals or whatever, they will be gone. But the big ones will be there.
Well, and we've kind of divested off of the real estate talk to talk about investments and stuff. But, when you look at certain things, so a huge deal was announced today. The MLB entered into a deal with Apple TV.
Really?
They're going to have Friday night baseball and they will be exclusive. So if you want to watch the Tigers on a Friday night, you can't get them on Fox Sports Detroit or whatever the fuck it is, or the CW7 or whatever there is. If you want to see the Tigers, you have to have Apple TV on Friday night to see the Tigers.
So that even would go like with you and your MLB package or whatever?
MLB TV will not have those games.
Is that going to be a World Series thing too?
I don't believe it has anything to do with the playoffs.
Okay.
But of course, that came out while they're in a huge labor dispute, and the players were like, "Oh, you're getting hundreds of millions of dollars from Apple, so you can up this shit right now."
No, I was
They pick the owners and the commissioners and stuff are dumb. Because you would think you would not announce that during a labor dispute.
So I did see a thing on Twitter. It basically said the owners were turning their pockets inside out to show the players how poor they were, and the Apple TV deal fell out.
right.
Whoops.
No,
And again, Apple is not going anywhere. Now, Nick was not around for the heights of Apple in the 80s and the lows of Apple in the 80s. So when I was young, 5, Apple was the number one thing out there. And then within 5 years, nobody wanted a fucking Apple.
Right.
It was just shit. And when they brought Steve Jobs back and, they came out with the iPod, Apple took off again.
That was huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with that, I mean, once they just kind of at a point, I think with beyond just the iPad and other things like that, they just improved their computing system.
They did.
And, and again, because they're not operating on, 25
Windows.
other computer platforms, they don't get I still don't buy Apple unless I absolutely have to.
I mean, I have an
Um,
iPod I paid $10 for.
Well, and I'll tell you, you don't find the computer viruses with Apple the way you do with Windows products.
Right.
And there's a reason for that.
I think
But Apple's also one of those things that, I mean, and I would agree with it. I've seen it. I mean, all these little like upgrades they send to you, and I mean, and Apple sends you a lot more upgrades than any
Android and
Android based thing is.
Microsoft. Yeah.
They're basically sending you these things to make your phone obsolete, so you have to buy a new every like
Correct.
year or two.
I do not update my iPad. I've never updated the operating system because I know it's just going to make my iPad worthless.
Yep.
So, not to go off on a tangent, but let's go off on a tangent for a minute, Nick. You also had another new experience on Friday night.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit
Yeah.
so I can get a little plug in for the business?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. A couple of buddies and I showed up to break room therapy. Came in. I threw out my shoulder.
How did you throw out your shoulder?
I whipped a bottle against a wall.
How
Yeah.
fast was it?
Oh,
65 miles an hour.
I don't know. We didn't have a marker in there.
You should get,
It was-
that should be, if you ever have the money, you should put radar guns out there.
We really should.
It was
I have radar guns, by the way.
It was quick. So I tried to buy an entire bin of glass, and Dawn was like, "You can't break all that," and I was like, "This just seems like a challenge to me." And so I came in, right, trying to get us to spend this crap ton, right? Like, let's just break everything.
You tried to buy the projector.
When you say like an entire pit, you meant going to like the big pits,
Yeah.
not like the extra like crate.
And we bought the extra crate. That was
They bought a crate of broken glass.
Yep.
And something else.
and then we bought 11 out of the
So
big.
they wanted the big critter too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I asked her how much was in there, and I was like, "All right, we'll take it." She's like, "You can't break that," and I was like, "Because I'm just going to go in there and just start rifling them off, right? Like, this is nothing."
Because you do realize they sell that for like what, $100 and 4 people in an hour.
It's $180 and 4 people for 1 hour.
Yeah.
For that big printer. The big copier.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, let's say
Nick
So
wanted
bring
the
your friends back in
projector.
a couple of weeks and get that one.
Nick wanted the projector, the $80 projector down there that Dawn yelled at me the other day that it's too expensive. And it sold on Sunday.
did it work?
80.
80. The kid barely broke anything.
If there's one thing he has become, I would say a idiot savant at,
Yes.
it is
Pricing.
pricing things at break room therapy.
I broke a guitar. That was fun.
Isn't the guitar great?
It was a little. It did piss me off a little bit.
Did you do a Pete Townsend on it?
Of course. Let's say,
He got pissed because the neck broke off from the body of the guitar immediately.
split as I was like here, and I was like, "Crap!" And I wanted to come all the way down and
That's harsh.
smash. But it was still it was really fun. So, but that's not my first guitar I broke that way. So, I've been able to bust an acoustic guitar.
Have you ever Jeff Jarrett it on somebody's head?
No, she didn't say we're not allowed to hit people, but like the people I was with wanted to.
You're
only
not
be-
allowed to hit people. I mean, it happens by accident once in a while.
Yeah. No, they only wanted to be one in the room, and I was like, all right, cool, like whatever. And I'm over here like, I'm raging, right?
You could barely get Nick out of the room.
Yeah.
He was having a blast.
Oh yeah.
And,
Just
and mind you, since Mike just said it, I'm going to say it. That's JEFF, JARRETT, double J Jeff Jarrett.
yeah. No, so it was. I mean, it was a great time. We showed up.
Let's go over to grab some more beer.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, we showed up. Everything was ready. I got made fun of because I put shoe protectors on. So,
People do that. It helps.
I don't know. She just said like you're gonna get glass in your feet, and I was like, all right, I'm not trying to do this.
Okay.
And-
You care about your shoes.
no, not really. I mean,
I mean, you have a lot of shoes.
I do.
You don't care about them?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't know then.
I say I just threw them on. I also thought they looked kind of funny because I was really hoping I can get a hairnet like bright orange or something.
We don't have hair
I
nuts,
know.
but we have had a guy put the shoe booties on his head because he had an afro, which I thought was hilarious.
Hell yeah. No, so
So
no,
who
it
is
was,
working this weekend if I come help Don?
I don't know.
and I tried showing up. I tried showing up and being really fun with David and yelling like David normally does when he's having too much of a good time.
How did you like my my comment?
What comment?
Which one?
I'm like, are the crate?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I thought it was hilarious. Well, so they told them, right, like, hey, don't let Nick break the crates, and if it does, Nick's paying $50. So then all the guys were in there holding up the crate. Nick, should we break it? And I was like, you son of a bitch. And so like that's why I kept trying to get them to do the projector and all the other stupid shit, because hell, I'll pay $50 if they're all dropping $100 on other stuff, right?
Your next add-on won't be anything other than Nick
Great.
Watkins.
Yeah.
It's
And
funny
then, and then I
because
got yelled at for all my
Nick
writing on
Watkins was here.
so
$50
not
for
only
a crate, $10
not only
for
does
a
Nick come in
Sharpie.
like a fucking tornado with the my penis, but on the way into the room and on the way out of the room, he wrote about 50 times on each board, fuck David.
yeah. So they have these boards as you
and
walk
they
in.
don't censor, so that's up on Facebook for eternity.
Well, and at one point he goes, Don's cool, fuck David.
And no, so I and then Nick, how many times are you gonna write? That the board's gonna last all weekend. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Like I thought it was a daily thing, right? And I was like, you can erase it. And Don's like,
You got
it's my
watch
business. I can do what
there.
I want. And I was like,
You not follow them?
He really doesn't.
I do. I follow. I mean, I have my like on Facebook. Do you think I read anything?
I'm a top fan because I like share most things.
You do.
Dude, I mean, okay. People always ask, oh, hey, you're always on Facebook. I'm not really. Like, I scroll through. If it's a photo, like, I see you're on vacation. I see you're doing things.
Yep.
Like, I have enough to get by. I post my 2 cents, right? Like, I see that there's a thing called break room therapy. I see that there's people, right? Like, Dawn will post something and it'll be all like emotional and stuff. And it'll be like, I know for a fact that we'll run into each other and she'll be like, hey, I had this great experience where somebody. So, like, I know she's going to tell me the story, right? Because, like, we're close enough where we talk. Like,
Yeah.
David will call
I
me.
mean,
If
we
he's
are
excited to
too. I mean, I talk to Dave at least twice a week, and
Right.
usually every weekend. I don't have my kids unless I'm camping. I'm up there hanging out.
And it's just I don't know. I don't use Facebook to that
I
extent.
don't do. I mean, I honestly don't do a lot of other things too. I get people who actually will. Who are Facebook friends of mine who are like, "Are you like a part of a business owner with them?" I'm like, "No, they're just my
Yeah.
best friends." And I said if they've ever considered like, I mean, I honestly think I don't think you can open a thing in Kalamazoo and not saturate the market.
Too close.
But if I were like in, Gary or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, let's open one. Because we
Yeah.
could probably open one in, Northwest Indiana and probably, not pull a lot of people.
I don't know. I think you can find that information, but like I guess what I'm thinking is the fact that if I'm looking at a business, right? I'll be like, hey, you want to go bowling? I'll quickly hop onto like all the bowling pages I know. Hey, what is it? What are we gonna do? Like I hop onto break room and go, hey, is there a discount code? Right? Like I know of these things. I follow enough to know that there's these things. Again, I use Facebook as a tool, not as I don't know, a daily chat type thing, if that makes any sense.
So I do
Yeah.
the same thing. I don't do a lot of meme posting and things of that nature. Like, I know people who like, they'll 20 memes a day.
Right. Oh, and there's days I have those days because I find everything funny. Like David and I do it on TikTok. We'll
But
be
even with me,
scrolling-
the only place I'm going to throw memes is probably going to be on Funhouse.
Oh, absolutely. Nick and I will sit there and send 20 TikToks to each other daily.
and like half the time I don't watch.
I
David's
can
stuff.
tell when Dave is on TikTok, especially in the morning. As I'll be at work, I'll get like 5 you received a message. You received a message, and I'm like, I know it's him.
I don't remember who sent who this morning, It might have been because like I was up at like 4:30, and then all of a
Oh
sudden,
yeah, I
like,
was up at 4:30.
like all of a sudden, like 4:45, either him or I like sent one, and like one came right back, and I was like, "Oh, David's up." I was like, I was gonna call you, but I was like, "No, I'm just gonna keep watching TikTok for a while."
If he's usually up and just like, he used to work at 7, don't you?
Yeah, for the most part.
All right, I'm gonna do it just for you boys.
Oh, I'm so excited to taste this.
Blueberry, raspberry, lime, fruitsicle. But
Oddside has good beer too.
I do enjoy outside. Ooh, look at the color.
Hazel's nuts.
Hazel's nuts, and Mayan mocha, Imperial Mayan mocha.
I do like
stout.
that one. That one's
Yeah.
very good.
Brunch, hipster's brunch, hipster dry.
Oh my god, that looks awesome
It
too.
does. Sorry, I say. Here, try to this. But ooh, it smells.
That's really good.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
real excited about this.
I'm a fan of that. Let's
Who's
get back
that?
to the that's the outside.
This is the ooh.
That's good, isn't it?
Oh wow, that's really fun. This is Oddside blueberry, raspberry, lime, fruitsicle, and you kind of get that tartness of the lime. You get the tartness of the lime. Really, the blueberry raspberry combo kind of comes through, and you get that back flavor of the lime, right? So like how like a lime or a lemon will like pucker you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this does. But then you get the two other fruits, and then that lime comes all the way at the end.
So I was at Meyer Sunday, I think it was. They had the Rochester 12 days of milkshake.
Oh, milkshake stout, yes.
Yeah.
I debated buying, but I'm like, it's also now March. So,
It's-
we're toward the end of basically what would be the, probably sell period of that, which is why they're probably throwing it on their like discount shelves and everything.
Oh yeah.
If it was on the discount shelf, you should have bought me one.
I go back there this weekend and it's there, I'll buy you one.
All right, thanks. I'll give you the money for it. Because I don't know. I've drank them a year old. I don't care. Yeah,
It's not like drinking old Budweiser.
yeah. I just say so. It gets a little flatter. Whatever. I don't care. It's not like something's gonna grow in it and gonna kill me.
So I'm going to ask this question because we've kind of divulged off of the topic of the night.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
Real estate, Nick.
yeah.
Real estate.
Thoughts?
Real estate. I'm scared. If that's what you ask me,
Scared about what?
I'm scared about what's to come.
Talk about that a little bit. I'll be right back.
I'm scared about the thing that everybody talks about, right? Like, because when people talk about it so much, whether there's going to be a crash or whether there's whatever. So like,
Almost like they're forecasting.
right. But like everybody wants to be a genius until they look stupid. Right. I mean, so,
I mean, just to kind of go with it, because I know he just left. So, as a person who purchases houses mostly to rent them out,
yep.
if things like that happen, do you have to decrease what you charge for rent?
Me personally, no.
Or just in general, I mean, do rental fees decrease as?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So as the economy starts lessening, people start losing jobs. And I'm not seeing any of this right now. Like, that's the thing. Okay, so I lived through 08, 09, right? I didn't own in 08, 09. That's one thing.
But
But
you were like 18 at the time.
right. So I bought in 10. I didn't know back then that was like the low and stuff like that, right? But I remember, right? If you look back at that, I mean, people didn't have jobs. They weren't hiring for jobs, right? Like
No,
No,
they weren't.
we have sign-on
No.
bonuses still right now. We're
No,
talking
it
about
was a complete 2008, 2009 was a completely different environment than it is now.
right.
Places were downsizing because the economy was just shit at the
Right.
time.
And
It
so
was basically a very low scale of the Great Depression.
and so I look
Right
at
now,
it.
we're at a fact that companies really want to hire people, just don't want to work for whatever crap
price.
a lot of those companies are wanting to pay for.
And I get it. I do, right? So And one thing David and I kind of talked about this weekend was, I guess I always think that people do the right thing and the smart thing. And my brain doesn't understand not doing that, right? My brain doesn't understand not, right? And that's very, very hard.
And there are people doing
do the
stupid
wrong
things,
thing
but
all
some
the
of these
time.
people who are opting not to work may not be doing stupid things. They just may be like, and it could be like the situation, like you said, I can live off of $500 every 2 weeks. And what can I do to make $500 every 2 weeks? And it could be gig jobs. It could be, like I said, doing something a whole lot less stressful than, we always bring up Mikey and the fact that, it's not mentally stressful, but he has a physically stressful job.
Well, and one thing, I guess one thing I'll tell you is I feel like this year and last year. So last year they kind of gave, people stopped doing the food deliveries and stuff like that. And I feel like it got really big, right? Recently.
It
Mike,
got big over COVID because nobody could go out. That's why I did it.
Correct.
Because I could make it. Like I said, I made.
But you're also
We
financially
ended up
smart,
making like $2,000 or $3,000. But yeah, it was all for investments. It wasn't for anything
right?
else.
And you're financially smart. So the thing that scares me is the amount of people who are poor that do this. Okay, and I mean this in a respectful way, right? Poor people don't know how to manage their money. They don't budget. They don't do things. Now, all of these are 1099 positions, which means you have to save up to pay your
You have
taxes.
to pay. Yes, you have to save up to your
And
taxes.
none of these people, I'm so scared that none of these people are.
They're not.
So like,
having done it, and again, I only did it. I did it consistently for probably 2 months, and then I would do it here and there for a couple other months. So until things started opening up, and I got busy doing things with my kids and with scouts. There were basically, I'd say, really two main types of people who did it. I was probably that random third who was just doing it for a little bit of extra money to do something. It was college kids, or maybe just out of college kids, who were probably doing it again as, especially like maybe if they were like grad school kids, who were looking at it as a way to, if they're only making, $15,000 a year as a grad student, it's an extra way to make money because it's off, it's off the, like I said, it's on the records, but, it's not the same thing as like going and working at like, Lowe's or something like that, where they tell you shouldn't do these things. You can kind of keep it off the books and stuff like that. And then there were exactly the people you're talking about. There were the people who are struggling to make ends meet and probably are not using that money to invest wisely, probably, have reached this time of year and are probably now owing $3,000 to $4,000 in taxes.
right.
And now we're like, oh my God, what do we need to do? Now they're doing like 3 or 4 gig jobs to make enough money to pay their taxes.
Well, and most of these people won't pay their taxes, right?
Or they won't pay their taxes.
Like because they look at it like, they don't pay their fucking credit card, right? They don't understand the FU from the government, right? They don't like the government.
And like I said, you can not pay your credit card bill, you cannot pay your mortgage, you cannot pay your other bills. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get evicted. If you don't pay your taxes, you're going to go to jail.
Well, and I think one of the things that's missed on most of these gig jobs is it starts out really good. And then
Oh yeah, you get a
slowly-
lot of, early on, you get a lot of like bonuses to do things.
You do, but even the pay is really good.
Mhm.
And then they slowly start to take shit away. So Shipt is a great example because, my wife did Shipt for over a year and she stopped during the pandemic because they changed the pay structure. So she was on a shop that she might have gotten paid $25 for. All of a sudden she's making $13 and she's hoping that the customer's going to tip to make up the difference. And that's shitty. So I know there are Shipt shoppers right now that, the $15 they would have been making is now down to like $8. And they're not sure.
I even saw, like, I didn't even think about this when I was doing it. Not that, or for me personally. Now, I still do Shipt. I still do, DoorDash. Not from a from a work standpoint. I do it from a convenience, hey, deliver my groceries, hey, deliver my food for me
Yep.
purpose. Is that I might start carrying a little extra cash just to tip people in cash instead of basically like tipping on the app. 'Cause they said some of these sites aren't giving the shoppers or the delivery people the full tip. They're taking, maybe they're giving them maybe 70% of the tip, but they're taking a little bit of it themselves. Probably to
Yeah.
cover in some cases because they're giving free delivery or other things like that.
Really, they've taken away the ability for these people that are doing these gig jobs to make good money at it. And so when you look at something that you used to make $20 for, and now you're making 10, and you combine it with $4 a gallon in gas,
Yep.
Are you making anything?
No, I can see a lot of people stop and there have been ones. I think the last time I did a DoorDash was a couple weeks ago.
Well, and
I think I had been quoted a 30-minute delivery. I think it took an hour and a half just to because I think there are a few drivers out there. It could be partly that. It could also partly be the fact that the restaurants are understaffed and it takes them more time to make the food and everything as well.
Well, Nick experienced that on Friday because he went over to Woody's after being here.
Shit.
And he sent me a text. He's like, shit, it took 30 minutes for anybody to acknowledge we were there. It took another 20 minutes just to take our drink order. And I'm like, yeah, the last time I was there, I basically went through the same thing because they only had like 2 waitresses in the entire restaurant.
Because I'm sure in Woody's, they're probably prioritizing the bowling alley.
Well, this was the bar. So, I mean, this was Woody's.
Well, I'm just saying, but in general, they're probably prioritizing where they're going to make the most money. Like if they have people out there, if they've got 300 people in their bowling alley and they've only got 80 people in their bar, they're going to throw people out of the bowling alley.
Sure. Well, I mean, there's 2 different bars there. There's the bowling alley
Yes.
bar itself.
Yeah.
No, and they were just understaffed, and so I almost thought about becoming my own waiter and getting my own shit. So
I mean, I do that at grocery stores. I'm my own bagger half the fucking time.
all the time. Actually, it was
That's where you
weird.
go to that.
I've had
What is it
bagging.
called? CBK or whatever, where you could just go to the wall and pour your own beer at the casino.
Oh, there you go.
You should try to do an episode there sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think they'll let us.
I don't either.
But
Oh, they
so-
wouldn't. I would be intrigued to know how much it actually costs to get a glass to do that.
I forgot my train of thought.
That happens to me all the time now.
Yeah. No, but I guess like that reasons it scares me, right? So like a lot of those people are tenants, right?
Yeah.
I'm scared because SARA funding, right? CERA, COVID Emergency Relief Assistance funding is running out October, November, right? I'm scared because like landlords can't keep putting up with this very much longer, right? So
Well, it's hard,
The-
especially
the
for
thing-
people like you, Nick, who are basically like you're a private business. Like if you're a landlord for like a major company that owns like 20 properties, 20 large apartment complexes or whatever, you could probably handle the, 10% of the client, customers may not be able to pay their rent on time or in full or whatever.
I mean, no, that's not really how it works, though. I mean, so and I guess like to me, that's not how it works, and that's not how I see investing, right? Like,
No, but
you-
I mean,
you
you're
could be a
investing
large-
for it. If you're a large company that just owns, like I said, huge major apartment complexes, you're not an individual investor the way you are.
right. But I'm saying like even the large guys, right? Like they purchased at a price
Mm-hmm.
to where if they have a 10% reduction, I mean, like we see it quite often, actually. I mean, you've seen it a lot in 08 and stuff like that, right? Like where large rental companies lost because they had overpaid for their, all that they paid the same amount. Okay, so I pay $100,000 per door. They pay $100,000 per door. The difference is they pay $1 million for 10 doors, and I'm just too poor. I only pay 100,000 for one door. Now, 10% of that, right? Like it's only worth 90,000 or 900,000. Like where my 10% is still worth 90, but like I can eat that little cost where they're eating a full 100, right? And so like, yes, their profits are supposed to be bigger, but their losses are so much more. And when you're a big company, if you're doing it right, say,
but they also might be one of those companies that are diversified. They may not just be.
You'd be surprised how many
properties.
of those companies don't exist.
That could be.
Right? Like, hedge funds are a thing, but they're usually like hedge funds based in real estate. They're not based in hey, we're in oil. Like their oil money got taken out, and then they all pooled it into this LLC that is strictly for real. They don't commingle money. Like that's the thing about rich people, and like that's one thing I think people should learn is like don't commingle your money. Your investment money doesn't become your investment money or like your money to spend because you need it for cupcakes on fucking Tuesday and you're $7 short in your savings account. No, like rich people go figure out how to get that $7 for something else. Like because this money is delegated to this business. Like this business needs to succeed and fail by itself. This needs to succeed and fail.
But I'm saying they're like looking at all these different things. I'm like, when I think of diversified within real estate, I'm thinking they might also own a title company. They might also own, a realtor, major realtor company.
Yeah,
I mean, they're staying within real estate. They just have other ways to make their money beyond just renting properties to people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like even at that, like so, like one of the company I work for, like he does. It's funny that you say that because like he owns a title company, two of them. He owns a management company. He owns rentals. He owns but that money doesn't. His flipping money doesn't come from his rental money. His I guess. No,
I mean,
guess
they,
in theory,
have something, but if it's a publicly traded company, all they really care about is the bottom line. They don't care if company X is at minus 50% profit and company Y is at 100% profit, as long as the overall large corporation itself is profit.
Well, one of the things you said, Nick, I kind of want to hit on here. So, we are this way with our money. So the money I have over here is strictly for this. The money I have over, on the other side is strictly for that. So, the money on the right side is for bills, but the money on the left side is for investments. And I've had my therapist say this to me before. She's like, yeah, but you have money.
No.
Yeah, if I cash in all my investments, sure, I have money. But I'm not doing that. That's not what the investments are for. The investments are for later. Well, they're not for today.
But it goes into things you said before. I'm like, you don't take loans from your 401k.
Yep.
Leave it at that. Like, I say it all the time. Like, I have the most money I've ever had, but I feel the poorest I've ever felt.
Correct.
Right. Like, because more of my money is all tied up. Right. Like, more and more on a constant. So, and I keep getting more and more in debt and keep doing things. But like, if I broke my business down, sure, I have a potential to be where I want, but like to me, it's a different life right now, right?
Well, I mean, you can look at our net worth as part of that. So my net worth is over $700,000.
Yeah,
but I don't have $700,000.
Right.
I just have a net worth of over $700,000.
Well, that's exactly it. Like,
if I want to sell everything I have, sure, I have that money.
And my net worth, like, I mean, think about it. Like, if the economy changes, I mean, just like 08, right? Like, I mean, everybody said, you said it multiple times. You paid 140 for your house, and then it got down to 90, right?
Yeah.
Like, so think about that. Like, if I have, let's say, a $1.4 million net worth to go to 900,000, I mean, that's $500,000, right? Like, that's a big fucking hit.
That's huge.
Like, so yeah, you're right. I
well, and
that's why you don't just jump ship at night. $900,000. You basically suffer. You like I said, tighten your belt a little bit and wait until the market recovers.
But a lot of times you can't because you owe. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I rely. So that's the thing. Okay, and that's what pissed me off a lot about the beginning of COVID is these fucking tenants saying, "Hey, let's all band together and not pay." Like, I rely on tenants paying to pay that bill. If the tenants don't pay, I don't have what I have, right?
Yeah.
And that's also what makes me, I know that for a fact. Like, I don't look at it in the other way of like, oh, I'm giving you the world, right? Like, bow to me. And so I think that's one thing that makes me successful is I look at it from a different angle. But, I don't know, to me, it's just, it's really without that. And so like, that's what scares me is because like, if I see people starting to not pay, which I've had more people not pay lately, getting towards these ender times.
But I mean, you look at it in a lot of different ways. I mean, like, I've got some pretty standard bills. I have mortgage, I have, cell phone, I have electric, blah, 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 whatever they may be. And pretty much since COVID, even a little bit before, there have always been these options to, hey, you can skip a payment. And then we've talked about this before. I'm like, if I have the money to pay it, I am not going to skip a payment. I mean, if I were salary and I were like an hourly position and I was always, stupid and like budgeting on, okay, maybe I can get 55 to 60 hours a week, like a Mikey situation.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden his situation changes and he only worked 40 hours a week, he's probably screwed financially. And is going to probably start, again, skipping these payments and that he's allowed to. And, it's just one of those things. And I think you get people who are doing that. They're like, hey, I can, miss this payment. I can miss that payment because the banks are going to let me or these creditors are going to let me. And like I said, it's a stupid thing to do if you can afford it. I mean, if you absolutely have to, like I said, if you're in an hourly wage or you get, downsized or laid off for a month or whatever, sometimes you have to do it, but if you can afford to do it, it's like the stupidest possible thing to do.
No, and I mean, I will beg, borrow, and steal to make sure I stay the way I need to be, right?
And I always said that, yeah. I mean, like, I remember like I said, you mentioned 2008, 2009.
Yep.
I was new to my marriage at that point. I actually probably just been born around the time the recession really hit. It was really just before the election in 2008 when things really started hitting the fan. And I remember going to my wife and I am like, if I lose my job, I said, I will work McDonald's, Speedway, whatever. I will do whatever I need to because, if I work that close, I'm like, I can ride my bike, I can walk to work, I can do all these things. I don't have to drive a car. I don't have to do that. I'm like, I will do whatever I can to put food on this table. And again, maybe it's me as a Gen Xer to just be like, yes, supporting my family is important. And again, back then, all these gig jobs were not, you couldn't do grocery delivery. You could get a job at Pizza Hut and be pizza delivery. I think that might have been one of the either TikToks or other things I think Dave shared with me with somebody basically saying, I'll take a job at Pizza Hut, but I'm not going to, I'm going to either cook or I'm going to work the desk. I don't have a car that's, suitable for doing delivery driving. And, if you make me do that, I'm going to quit. And then when she started, she was like, okay, you need to do delivery. And they were like, no, I was told when I, interviewed that I did not have to do delivery. Right. But again, it's all stuff I would have done if I needed to.
Well, and you find out quickly what you're willing to do when the chips are down. I remember before I got hired in at my job, I contemplated becoming a truck driver. My grandfather drove truck his entire life. They make decent money. Yeah, you're not home all the time.
Really good money. I mean,
you're not home all the time, but
you sacrifice a lot, but you make good money. Yeah. They realize the fact that you're sacrificing a lot, so they pay you for it.
Yeah.
And it's probably not as good now as it would have been, like 15, 20 years ago when you were contemplating it.
Yeah. But it was definitely out there because, I needed something at that point to, give me some type of career.
Oh, and trust me, I thought about becoming a truck driver as well, right? Because it seemed like, something I can guarantee, right?
Yep.
I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to go work with my uncle in the mines, right? Because it's $100,000 a year and I guaranteed to work, right? Like, so, I'm not afraid to I'm not afraid to go do that, but like it's also a mindset that keeps you on the poor side, right? Because you're
Yeah.
always willing to work instead of invest.
Well, and that's one of the things. I mean, you have to find a way to invest. I mean, we did when we were at Griffin's.
Mhm.
I slapped you. I said, "Watch this," and I looked at Ray and I said, "What are you investing?" And what did she do, Nick?
Laughed.
Yeah, she laughed
Right.
because she doesn't have any money to invest. Yeah, I get it. You're broke. You're 26, and you don't make a lot of money.
I made.
Does she still live with her parents, or does she live on
She
her own?
still lives with her parents.
She also shelves books at the library.
She does.
for-
She doesn't get paid a lot of money for it. I get it, but $5 a week. Give me $5 a week.
Mhm.
Let's invest that. Let's see what we can do.
I mean,
You see
You know-
that? I mean, I understand she's probably paying her parents a little bit of rent to live there.
yeah.
She's doing other things, but again, but I mean, I know also with her, she's putting a lot of money into all the costuming and other stuff she does.
She is. But I
So,
mean,
if she pared down on that, she could invest.
I told her, I said, yeah, I'm gonna need some sewing done. I want a new costume, and you're who I want to do it. I'm basically gonna tell her, hey, listen, I'll pay you whatever you want, but part of that needs to go to an investment.
Right.
Because
I'll probably do the same thing when I'm ready for Old Duke. I will probably ask her to be my sewer, because I mean, other people we know who sew aren't going to be able to do it. I mean,
no.
I can't do it. Christy can't do it. They've got their own things that they do.
Yeah, and she's phenomenal at it, and I got no problem paying Ray to do that. But again, you got to take some of this money, you got to put it in investments, because at some point you're going to want to retire.
Well, and
Maybe what you do is, instead of saying I will pay you for it, I'm going to start a betterment for you.
Something.
yeah, and like, the thing that bothers me is, right, like I look at it and say, all right, I can have one costume now. Yes, is it fun to want more? Sure, but like I can go work harder to get that. But to me, it's like I can buy 10 costumes in 10 years versus one costume now, right? Like I could have 3 costumes now or 10 costumes in 10 years, right? Like I know I want 10. That's my ultimate goal. Why settle for 3, right?
But she's also a little more perfectionist. It's not like she's doing like multiple costumes. She's just trying to make the couple of costumes she's doing perfect.
Well, and she's great at making something out of nothing. So when you saw her on Saturday, she had her staff with her. Did you look at the staff at all, Nick?
Yeah, a little bit.
So Craig made that staff for her. It's 3D printed.
Okay.
Her original.
Oh, I didn't even know Craig did that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, her original staff
Mm.
looked just as good as this one. You want to know what she made it out of?
Styrofoam.
Cardboard.
Cardboard,
Nice.
and it looked phenomenal.
What happened?
She, in the heat, it would get a little saggy. I mean, because it's cardboard. So she had said to Craig at one point, she's like, yeah, a bunch of people are selling files to 3D print that, but they're like, if they 3D print it, it's like $300, and I want to spend that. And Craig goes, yeah, I get the files, no big deal. She's like, well, would you print it? And he goes, yeah, I'll print it, but you got to put it together. She goes, all right, let me know when it's printed. So he prints it. And he's like, yeah, it's printed. And she goes, all right, well, what do I owe you? He's like, I don't know, it cost me like a roll of filament, $20. And then he put the damn thing together.
Oh shit.
And she's like, well, what do I owe you for this? He's like, nah, I had time, no big deal. $20.
Shit.
But again, we're willing to help people out. We don't care. Mike got
Like-
his costume
Yeah, I paid for it.
and the bucket wouldn't fit.
Yep.
So his bucket was tiny.
It was.
And I think he barely got it on his head. And we're like, yeah,
The
this is
first time I bought it, I could barely get it on my head.
So Don and I are like, yeah,
There's
we
no
can
way
fix that.
fans would have fit in there.
No. So we cut the thing in half this way. So the front half and the back half.
Yep.
We went out and got, I think it's a construction helmet, like a hard hat.
And not like a real, this is probably like a cheap, like.
Yeah, it wasn't a heavy duty or anything, but it
No.
was like a construction hat. Okay. And we put the front and back on, and there was this huge gap in the middle. We just took fabric and rewrapped it
Yeah.
and built his bucket back for him. Now, you know me, I don't build shit,
Right.
but we had enough experience that we could do that, and it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we find in our group is, people are willing to do things as long as you're willing to, help do it.
Yeah.
Mike had said, he goes, I don't know how to do any of these things, but, I'll do whatever it takes. And, we got him to where he needed to be.
Yeah. Well, so, I got a chance to talk to Al, right?
Yeah.
And that was pretty fun to catch up with him. We've had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch somebody with his wealth not know what to do with it, right?
Yeah.
Because and to be honest, I think I might be a little bit better off than where he is.
Yeah, I think you might be.
But like mine is earned, and I know how I earned it,
Yeah.
right? Like his is earned, but like not the same way,
Right.
Like he's so used to doing this, he doesn't know how to stop doing what like I have so many scapegoats for my business, right? And he's like, oh shit, if I don't do this, then I'm screwed, right? So I find it very fun to me. So again, I enjoy that. I enjoy the group. Let's say, I'm
Need more NCSs in like June for Whitecaps.
Yeah, I want to do the Whitecaps.
I thought you were gone for the Whitecaps.
It's July 16th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I said it's around my
Anniversary.
My anniversary is the 17th. So I wanted to go.
You and your wife can both do it.
I should go on Thursday, but no.
You have parent teacher
I
conferences.
do. And Courtney told me I can go. Now finally she's like, you can go, that's fine. She goes, it's 5 minutes, and worst case scenario, you just hop on your Zoom call. And I was like, oh yeah.
So we're running an hour and 40 here, Nick.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, right, like I want to touch base real quick on, so one thing I want to give advice to everybody out there is, look, the same thing you said. If you're looking for help on something and you don't know how to do it, whether it's real estate, whether it's putting a fucking costume together, whether it's whatever, just because you can't physically do something doesn't mean that you don't have another thing that somebody else needs, right? Like, dude, I want to get into 3D printing, and there's stupid things I want, right?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, honestly, if somebody could get us a vector keychain of Bucks and Bruce 3D printed, I would trade you an hour's worth of knowledge, right, of real estate investing or investing, right? Like, here's our podcast. I would sit with you and talk with you. Granted, I'd do it for free, just as much as you probably would do it for free to print me this thing. But
Mhm.
like, I don't know, like I'll take that trade all day. So what I'm saying is, the kid that's willing to charge $15 to pick up poop, like, I don't know, Mike needs poop picked up. He's willing to trade his
I need
money
leaves
for that.
picked up. I don't have a dog.
Say leaves. I'm willing to trade, I'm willing to trade stuff all the time. Like, my knowledge is great. So, but be willing to actually act upon the shit you learn, right? Like, don't sing it, bring it. That's what I say all the time, right? Like,
Well, people ask me all the time. They're like, I need this, I need that. I'm like, yeah, I got a guy. Because I got a guy for damn near everything.
everything.
And, so Mike, you're going to be jealous. I got new fans. And Nick was there while I was
Oh,
getting
I'm
my
jealous.
new fans. And,
I need new fans.
well, you have to talk to the man then.
Who? Oh, our
So,
buddy,
yeah.
our usual buddy.
Yeah. So I had said something to Craig like months ago. So he came and picked up my bucket and Dawn's jumpsuit because he was going to do a little sewing for her. And, he showed me the fans on Saturday. He's like, I just got to put these in. I'm like, all right, what do I owe you? And he goes and he looks, he goes, well, the battery's $20. The fans were $5 a piece. You owe me $30. So, I mean, he did all the work, didn't ask me for anything.
Right.
So the next time I go out to dinner with Craig, I'm going to buy his old fashioned because, he deserves something for doing the work.
Right.
And I know
I wouldn't do it around my birthday like we did last year. We should have another like group outing at Mitten like we did last year.
yeah, I would be down with that. I just got to find a time that softball
Then we were
doesn't
not
conflict.
like, oh, it's also this person's birthday. It's also that person. Like,
Yeah.
like-
So any last rental or real estate thoughts, Nick? We really didn't touch real estate nearly as much as we wanted to tonight, but
And we can always have more, right? Last things for anybody that's a tenant, right? Communicate with your owners, right? Communicate with your property management companies, right? Have them contact the owners. Like, don't just be left in the dark, right? Things that piss me off. Number two, as an investor, right? be open and honest, but also be a business, right? Understand that you are a business, and this is how. Like, just because you have money doesn't mean you should spend it, right? So
Sometimes you have to up rents.
I say I have to. I'm gonna
Yeah.
very, very shortly, right? I guess I want to give a big shout out to 450 North Brewing Company out of Florida, pomegranate, flamingo fruit fight,
That's
from
a really
Bell's.
good one. I really like that when I got that.
from Bell's, and Oddside blueberry, raspberry, lime, fruit sickle. So
Mike, who do you want to shout out to?
I mean, I'll shout out to Old Mill again because I finished with Old Mill, but yeah, then I'll shout out to Dragon Mead out of the east side of the state because yeah, I mean, it wasn't the first time drinking Final Absolution. I'd had it at Beer Exchange before, and I actually had bought that 4-pack last week, and I drank one of them last week. Not on air, but at home.
right.
And then yeah, the one out of I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, the Grandma's Favorite or whatever.
Yep.
They were all good. They were all good beers.
So I'm gonna shout out to Destel, who gave us a free 6-pack. I like that. Grand Armory, who gave us an awesome tour, and we're gonna need to go up there again.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Are
Real
we
quick.
gonna go up there that week of the what is that, the
I
4th or whatever?
I have not heard from Buck. I think they're doing a tap takeover at Horrocks though that week, so we need to go there for that.
Yeah. When we were talking about our
it's-
beer,
You catch your spring break, I can do whatever.
I went to Copper Vine.
Yeah.
I was looking at random beers and I asked for suggestions, right? Like, hey, what do you have? Because to look at a giant wall, like every bottle kind of starts looking the same. But guy walks in and he's looking for some Woodford Reserve, and I'm sitting there just focused on my beer. And she's like, "Oh, it's not." Turn around, there's a half gallon sitting on the shelf, and I was like, "Here you go, man. Like, take it." I was like, "This is the last bottle you're gonna want to buy it." And it's, $100 something
Yeah.
half gallon
Oh
bottle.
my God, yeah.
Yeah, and he buys some other stuff. He leaves, and the chick behind the counter is like, "Excellent sale, high five, wham!" And I was like, "That's right."
Before you subscribe, and share us.
And then so she's like, "Thanks so much, blah blah blah." Go to checkout. She goes, "Here, I got you a little discount. I bought you a beer here." And I was like, "Thanks." So
You sent me a TikTok
which one?
of a person going to a liquor store and ordering Pappy Van Winkle, and then going, "Do you have Coke?
Do you have Coke for that shit? Yeah. Oh,
$200 bottle of whiskey, have fucking Coke to put in it."
oh.
Yeah, I most people don't buy
$200 bottle of whiskey. Add a 1 in front of that.
Is it?
Oh shit, yeah.
people don't usually buy the high-end liquor to mix. They're usually drinking that's
Yeah.
Is
Eat
Pappy
around the
really
rocks.
$1,200?
Oh yeah.
You see, I don't drink whiskey.
I can tell you don't drink Pap. That's why I
I
told you.
don't.
That's why, like when
you didn't participate in Bourbon Fest over the weekend.
No.
when I was in Owasso,
Yeah.
right? That's where it was. Yeah, like over towards Flint, right? And we went to this pub, and we're all of a sudden there's a sign that says $100 shots of Pappy, right? And it's fucking like half printed out, which is like the
Right.
weirdest thing. You would think it'd be. I get so excited. I walk up to the bar. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll take a shot of Pappy," right? And the girl looks at me, and I'm dressed like this, and she's like, "We have to have payment up front." And I was like, "Fuck, done deal." Like, dropped $3,000 on the counter. I was like, "Fuck, you pour it," right? Like, don't pour shame me, right? Like, if
But
I know what I'm
that's
drinking,
And again, it boils down to that, similar to that duet we did with Crazy Chris. On
Yeah.
TikTok. We may not look like we have money to afford things or allies to, all these, BIPOC and Pride and other causes, but I mean, we are. I mean, I couldn't drop, and I probably wouldn't drop $100 at a shot unless it was something I absolutely loved.
Yeah, but if it's something good, I mean, I'll buy a $20
It's
beer if it's something good.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'll do the same thing.
But yeah, I wouldn't drop $100 on a shot of anything because no.
Oh,
That's
I
what the nice part about beer exchange is. Like, quite often their meats, I mean, you get like a 5 or 6 ounce pour, they're like $15, $16 for them. When the market crashes, they might be 10.
Yeah.
That's when I'd buy that meat or whatever at like $10 or barrel aged imperial stout or whatever.
That first Sunday of spring break would be a great time to go to Beer Exchange because I got nothing.
Oh, will it be?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good luck with you guys.
Are you not around?
I'll be in Las Vegas.
Is that
The
that?
hard part I have is I think even though it's the Sunday, I think I still have my kids.
What about the Sunday after?
I'll let you know the dates and all that.
All right,
what I
yeah,
have
do
going
that.
on.
So, Nick, hit us.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate all the comments, all
I'm
the
waiting.
interaction. I need you guys to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, just tell your grandmas. We love you, and we really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and go drop a review for us on your favorite podcasting website. We really appreciate those too. I think we got a 5-star on Apple a few weeks ago, which made me happy. I don't check those a lot, but we do enjoy that when you give us a nice review. And if you haven't followed Twitter or Facebook, do that too. So we will come back to you guys, probably not next week. We're probably 2 weeks out since softball starts next week. But if you have questions or ideas, shoot them to us, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
brews.
and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and brews.